Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on subject and predicate. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts. We are doing grade 6, and the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter is to identify the compound subject or compound predicate of a sentence. All right. So our chapter is subject and predicate. Our subject is English Language Arts. We are doing grade 6. And the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter of subject and predicate, it is to identify the compound subject or compound predicate of a sentence. All right. So we're doing our subject and predicate, and this is going to be a continuation of our previous lesson. So when it comes to subject and predicate, right, every sentence has a complete subject and it has a complete predicate. And when the complete subject, right, is compound. So now we're talking about compound, right? If it is compound, then it means that it is two or more simple subjects that is joined together by a conjunction and then we share the same predicate. So once again, we say that every sentence has a complete subject and every sentence has a complete predicate. And when the complete subject is compound, then it means that it is two or more simple subjects that is joined by conjunction and they share the same predicate. And if we look at examples, right? And if we look at an example, it says Robert and his classmates will be attending a ballet performance. So Robert and his classmates will be attending a ballet or ballet performance. We now need to find the compound subject. All right, and now if we look at the simple subjects, we will say it is Robert and his classmates, right? Because when we talk about the simple subjects, right? Then, for example, Robert and his classmates, that is two simple subjects within a compound subject. And it tells you who will be attending a ballet performance, which is Robert, and his classmates will be attending. All right. And then when the complete predicate, we spoke about the complete subjects, right? It tells us who or what is doing something. All right. So when the complete predicate is compound, and then it means it is two or more simple predicates that is joined by a conjunction and they share the same subject. For example, we say Sarah woke up late but still arrived at work on time. So there it has basically two verbs and a subject. And once again, if we look at now both the compound subject as well as the compound predicate, right? We see that the compound subject, it is a complete subject which has two or more simple subjects that is joined by conjunction, and it shares the same predicate. So it shares one predicate, almost like one verb, but the subject shows that two or more people are doing something. And then with the predicate, right, we also say that when the complete predicate is compound, then it means it is two or more simple predicates that is joined by a conjunction and they share the same subject. So it basically shares one subject. And here we see that Sarah woke up late and still arrived at work on time. And there we have two predicates, two verbs. All right. So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca, and there we're going to identify the compound subject or compound predicates of a sentence. And before we do so, let us quickly go over the simple subject. Simple subject or simple predicate of a sentence. And we said that when it comes to a simple subject, right? Then we say that a simple subject, it tells us who or what is doing something. And the simple subject is only the noun and the pronoun. So either the noun or the pronoun without any other words. It doesn't describe or modify it. And with examples say that when it comes to the simple subjects and predicates, right? Then when we identify either our subject or a predicate, we don't still use add-ons. And if we look at a few examples, right? It says Jennifer sleeps late on the weekends. Jennifer sleeps late on the weekend. This is now us identifying the simple subject. And if we were to identify the simple subject, then it means that Jennifer is our subject only. All right, so we said Jennifer sleeps late on weekends, so Jennifer is our subject. The next one says, hey, her best friend sleeps late on the weekends. So we said her best friend sleeps late on the weekends. If we were to only find the simple subject. So if we were to identify the simple, only the simple subject, we will say it is friend. So it's not the best friend, it's just a friend. Then the last one, it says Mrs. Peterson sleeps late on the weekends. We need to identify the word. All right. All right. So now we're going to our compound subjects. Remember, this is actually the lesson for today, where we are going to identify the compound subject or compound predicate of of a sentence. All right. So once again, we said with every sentence, it has a complete subject, and with every sentence, there's a complete predicate, right? And when the complete subject is compound, remember, compound it joins either words or sentences. All right. So now we're going to do an activity on identifying the compound subject or compound predicate in a sentence, and then we're going to out test. All right. So now it says we need to select the 7 words that make up a compound predicate. Predicate, the 7 words. It says Nina caught the beetle and released it outside. We need to select the 7 words that make up a predicate, the compound predicate. And if we were to select the 7 words that make up a compound predicate, remember it's a predicate. It's like basically the verb and its words. And if we were to say, if we were to identify the verb plus all the other words, then we would say it is caught the beetle and released it outside. That is our predicate. All right, now let's look at the next one. It says neither Scarlett nor Elise attended the technology conference last May. So neither Scarlett nor Elise attended the technology conference last May. All right, and if we were to select the compound subject, right? And then we're gonna say it is neither Scarlett nor Elise. All right, so that word that we underline, which is neither Scarlett nor Elise, that is our simple predicate. Subject, sorry. That's our simple subject within the sentence. All right. And then one last one, and then we're going on to our test. It says we need to select the 7 words that make up the compound predicate. All right. So we see that when it comes to simple subject and predicate, right? Of course, we say that each subject has a complete, each sentence has a complete subject and a complete predicate, right? And now, when the complete subject is compound, right? Two or more simple subjects are then joined by a conjunction and share the same prediction. All right. So now we're going to look at a complete subject and a complete predicate, right? And we said each sentence has a complete um, subject and a complete predicate, right? All right. And then we are going to our test, where we are going to identify the compound subject or compound predicate of a sentence. All right. And we need to select the four words that make up a compound subject. Four words. Do we say it's option one, either Edgar or I, or option two? Now we need to select four words that make up a complete subject. All right, so now we're going to identify compound subject or compound predicate of a small little town. Let's say of the sentence. I'd say select the four words that make up the compound, the subject. Either Edgar or I cut the coupons from the juice, from the newspaper. All right, so we must select four words, and we said the four words would be either Edgar or I. So option one. All right, yes, and if we were to choose the correct subject, we will go with option one. So we select the four words that make up a compound subject. Is it option one or option two? So we will go with option one today. And option one is correct. Well done. Now we write option two. It says select the four words that make up the compound subject. And if we select the four words, we will say it's option one. Neither Scarlet nor Elise. So option one. The next one says we need to select the seven words that make up a compound predicate. We need to say is it option one or option two. So we said that we need to select the seven words that make up a compound predicate. It says my friend grilled steak or steaks and served them with potatoes. So we need to select the seven words that makes up a predicate. Is it grilled cheese and several and serve them with potatoes? Or option two, friend grilled steaks and served them. All right, and we need to select the seven words that make up a compound predicate. Seven words. All right, and if we select the correct option, we will go with option one. Grilled steaks and serve them with potatoes. All right, the next one. Select the seven words that make up a compound predicate. It says the relay race lasted an hour and challenged our stamina. All right, and if we were to select the seven words that make up a complete predicate, and we will select the seven words that make up a compound predicate. Seven words. Do we say it's option one, lasted an hour and challenged our stamina, or option two, lasted an hour and challenged our? All right, the seven compound predicates, we'll say it is option one. And option one is correct. Then the next one says neither Bob nor Candace likes vanilla ice cream. So now we need to select the four words that make up a compound subject. Neither Bob nor Candace. So now we need to select the four words that make up the compound subject. All right. And lastly, we need to select the full words that make up a compound subject. It says neither Bob nor Candace likes vanilla ice cream. We need to still. And if we were to select the full words that make up the compound subject, we will say it's neither Bob nor Candace. And then the last one. This is the last one where we need to select the full words that make up the compound subject. All right. And if we were to select the full words that make up a compound subject, we're going to say it's my friends and family. And if we select the subject, compound subject, which is only that four words, then we say my friends and family. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on subject and predicate. And if we were to select the subject and predicate, then we either had to choose the compound names of the people telling us who or what is doing something, or just the action. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on subject and predicate, right? So thank you very much, grade 6, for joining the class, and I really hope that you're going to have a good day further. Goodbye.